I feel like it's less that I'm saying I'm supporting a candidate. I got into this because I was supporting the people who were supporting this candidate. It was a grassroots movement of people reaching into their pocket and going, I believe in this, and paying for it. And that was already disrupting the system that says that you need $1 billion in order to become president. And the fact that the other candidates, one saying they're self-funded, and then the other is saying that they have to be part of that system. No, what you're telling me is that you didn't want to take the risk on your record and your brand name and your household name, and that you don't have faith enough in yourself to be able to have raised the money from the people to support you to get there, that you had to go and take the loopholes and do all that kind of stuff. This is why I joined the campaign, is because of the media blackouts and the media bias. And that was, when you're dismissing him, you're dismissing the people who are supporting him. And that movement of people registering themselves and getting engaged is really powerful. But I feel like my job is to encourage courage. So whether it's, I have Kai Newkirk is here, who I got arrested with at Democracy Spring, you know, and seeing people who are stepping up and going, we're gonna have arrests outside of the Capitol because we know we have to put our bodies out there to overturn Citizens United, because we're not going to put it all on this candidate or, you know, people's rhetoric. We're going to we're going to make sure that we overturn Citizens United. We're going to restore the VRA, the Voting Rights Act, and we're not going to be afraid of getting arrested. And it was amazing to see, like, why I joined the campaign was to give voice to the people and let their space get to encourage them to keep going, because that's not what's happening in our media. And then to go down to Democracy Spring and get arrested and see that that's when they covered it. It had already been happening for a week. It had already been happening for a week and it wasn't getting covered. It was ridiculous. And they were so nice to me. And I specifically said, thank you so much. These cops are so nice to me. They're not so nice to Black Lives Matter activists.
Right.
And we need, I think it was Indiana, where they were actually putting up legislation that whatever Black Lives Matter activist businesses were disrupted, where they were doing their protests, whatever businesses were being disrupted, that they could fine them for the business that they were losing, because that's what we're going about. Governor Snyder is able to use $1 million of taxpayer money to cover his legal bills for poisoning people on purpose. That's the stuff that we're like listening to and seeing in the news and not going crazy over. Like, we're in a time of revolt. We're in a time of the page turning. My mom actually says it's the Old Testament, the New Testament. It's actually a new book that we're actually writing, and people are still in that last chapter, and it's time to close that and start the new book. So that's what I'm excited about, why it's not about it's attached to the past. And we can't be afraid to get arrested, we can't be afraid to get loud. You know why? Because I've had people warn me. Do you understand what you're going against? You know what you're saying? You know what you're doing? Tim Robbins was like, get used to doing theater, girl. That's what's gonna happen next. And I was like, I'm not scared. I'm not scared, because I got an entire generation behind me that I'm a part of. I'm not a part of that fear and what needed to be told, that the preaching of tolerance of that other generation. I see it, I recognize it, but I'm so stoked that there's a whole new generation that's coming up that remixes the past, but isn't nostalgic. And we're creating a whole new future, and that's what we got to be a part of. You got to know, that's what I want to encourage all of you to know. You can put your bodies out there. You can go and repost those articles that are talking about these injustices. You can use your money, you can use your support and resources, and know that you've got a whole group of people who are supporting you. This isn't 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago and how it looked like before. This is a time where revolt is happening across the planet. We're in a new civil rights era, and we need to go full throttle with that and know we got each other's backs, because it's not a leaderless movement, it's a leader-full movement. And we got this, my people, we got